Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, The Vibes Inside. I am Mariana and I am here to do a pick a card reading for you. This is a long time ago that I've done this. This is not my normal way of reading, but it came up for me and I just think that maybe I should do this time. So I have three sets here for you you can pick from. The first one has a rose quartz. The second one has a purple quartz here. And the third one has a clear quartz. So this is pile 1, pile 2 and pile 3. And I will give you a moment to just figure out which one you like or which one speaks to you. And then I'll start with the pile 1, the rose quartz, right? You can also pause the video and sit with it for a moment to see if any of these speaks more highly to you. My intention for these readings has to do with what I would call the other. So like a person in your life, a project, or maybe work or something in your life, a plan perhaps, something like that. So something that is the other. I usually read about the vibes inside, so I take usually some kind of input that could be like an internal process. But here I am actually looking at, you could say, things, people, stuff, or something that is outside of you that is impacting you somehow. Maybe a person that is thinking about you. Maybe a project you have you feel enthusiastic about. But we'll see what comes up. I hope you have now figured out a pile. And I will start with the rose quartz here. So I'll just take these aside for a minute. And we'll look at them a little bit later here. So, yeah. So the rose quartz. The rose quartz. We'll have a look at the cards here. I have the Ace of Fire. I have another fire card here, fire. And then I have caring connections here. Well, this is a very hot and feisty connection, I want to say. This is pretty passionate, perhaps. Pretty... yeah, passionate, I want to say passionate, and I feel also with the hands here I see it a bit like the hands are kind of trying, like to hold something together, or so there is someone here that you have high regard for, or they have high regard for you. They're very passionately interested in you here. But I also feel like wanting to protect it somehow. Being a bit protective maybe in the way they yield the fire, right? Well, fire energy can be sexual, of course. I said it was hot and feisty. I think it is. I have two fire cards here. Like that's not to be mistaken, right? It's very hot and feisty, very passionate, very sexy, very alluring perhaps, right? But I also feel like willpower, like there's the willpower here to connect with something, right? To connect with something is there. Like I feel like the hands is kind of telling me that this is perhaps not only a sexual relationship. This is also a relationship, where you could have, like, both of you have big temper, right? You are both feisty and hot and steamy and but still caring here. Maybe you're wondering if passion can lead to a caring connection, that a sexual attraction can lead to a caring connection. Yeah, it's like the Ace of Wands here wants to protect being protective about the fire that is between you. That maybe it's a special one. You feel that it's more than just passion, more than, or maybe you just want that, or they are thinking that, like maybe they are interested in more than just hooking up or having like random or shallow connection here. The caring connections, well, this is usually a bit more, right? This is where you are engaging more water or more feelings here, where the fire is, well, it can be more, as I said, sexual, more based on attraction, based on maybe looks and sex and or sensuality, and there could be willpower here, right? Maybe it could be that one of you is a bit protective of the connection and one is more, you would say, randomly engaging in it. And there could be this wondering if this could be more, right? So let's get a card on that. Let's see if this is this just a feisty, I feel like this is romantic somehow. It comes across as romantic, I feel like, or at least that it is definitely sexual, I think, definitely intimate, but whether it's closeness, whether it's close and intimate in that way, I'm not quite sure. Let's get a card. If this is something that is on your mind, let's get a card on this. Is this, can this be more? Can this be something more, right? Usually, well, I read about the vibes inside usually, and this time I've taken another approach. I've said the other or the other outside of you, right? But usually there's an aspect. If this is highly sexual and maybe you're wondering if it could be more, you need to ask yourself if you want that. Like, is that really what you want? Because if it primarily comes through as a sexual and maybe more shallow connection, there's usually a reason for that. But let's have a look at this. Is this a caring connection? Can it grow and become like a vibrant, beautiful, caring connection? Or at least you would know that something happens to this when it becomes a caring connection. Like sometimes the fire changes here when there are different emotions involved. So let's get a card on this. I get 2 of water here. So this would be the 2 of Cups card. Yeah, I think so. I actually think that this is clarifying. The 2 of Cups would be, well, it seems like they're going in different directions, but in this case, I feel, again, even though you may both be quite feisty and both have a lot of temper, both be crazy in your own way or crazy about something in a specific way, I think actually you could coexist Like, I think you could figure this out. That's what I feel like with the first group here. It's very hot and very, I also feel flashy, like there's a lot of mm, mm, like these are people that both of them actually want attention. I think like there's fire is usually, well, you have temper, but you may also like spotlight. You may like to be in, like a scene where both of you are very, like, are seeing each other, really seeing each other for as seeing each other's fire here, right? Like, usually we could say that sometimes fire and fire will just burn each other up. But actually, I feel like there's this, it seems like there's more here. Like this adds a water card, right? It adds a water card, which are the Two of Cups. It's a card that usually talks about two filled cups that want to join with each other, right? That maybe that's what this indicates, that you both have temper, yes, you both have willpower, and you both have maybe a high sex drive, and in that way there are things that do go together, right? Just adding a bit of emotion here, I think it could work out. That's what I feel like for the first group here. So yeah, I hope this was interesting, or if you, it is very short this time. I'm really trying to try to do that. But this is like a short reading about another, the other, or another out there that could be of interest. And in this case, I feel like it's a person. It's definitely romantic here. And there is definitely a lot of fire here going on. Quite hot and feisty, that's what I would say. Probably like a lot of time in the bedroom, I get. Something like that here. And I want to say, like with the Two of Water, it is a connection. I think it could develop into more. But again, there could be a question. We are both very strong personalities. We're both very headstrong, perhaps. Will this be able to work out? Yes, I think it could. I'm not saying that it can't be without any like issues, perhaps, but I think that if both of you really want it, I actually feel like there's a fire, but there is more here. Potentially, there's definitely more than that. If this is not a romantic situation, it could be, let's say you have that both of you are feisty people. Let's say this is a sibling, that you have a sibling that you actually care a lot about, but it's like your fires, your willpowers are butting heads like that. And you are wondering, if is this ever going to end? Is this ever going to... I think actually it could be that one of the reasons why you butt heads is because you do care about each other. You do care about each other's well-being. You do care about each other's like luck in life, and you want them to succeed, or you want them to be the best version of themselves. So you could be pushing each other here. But it doesn't have to be in a bad way. Maybe you just need to talk about it. That this is how you influence each other. So that when one of you is bursting out in flames, is bursting out in temper or anger or something, it's usually because there are some like feelings underneath it all that is highlighting this fire here. That's why it comes to the surface. hope this makes sense, or that if it resonated, please give it a thumbs up or let me know in the comment. I will continue now with the next group, the purple quartz. Yeah. So welcome to those of you who chose the purple quartz here. Let's have a look at what's here for you. So let's have a look here. I have the Ace of Cups here. I have the mystical shaman. And I have the broken heart here. So my intention for this reading was to read about another, the other, or a other. Something that is outside of yourself, but you relate to it perhaps. In this case, it feels like, well, the broken heart here indicates like a heavier sense of connection with something that broke your heart, someone that broke your heart. I feel like it definitely has to do with love here. Usually it does, right? That we are somehow that when the heart is broken, it has to do with our emotions, and this is definitely like an overflowing cup of emotions that somehow deal with a broken heart here. The mystical shaman, though, is a card, I would say, well, this can indicate, I feel like an alternative way of healing, perhaps. An alternative way of connecting also about feelings here. This can talk about consciousness also. In some cases, I would say, well, it could be psychic abilities, but it comes across as an ace here. The ace is usually, you know, like a new beginning. It could be that someone here is having certain emotions, like new incoming emotions of some kind. It overflows here. This can be go two ways. Like it can overflow in a good way or overflow in a bad way, right? If this is, let's say, if it overflows in a good way, you would say it could be the feeling of you have just fallen in love with something or someone here. Like these new incoming feelings that kind of like when it overflows, it's like it's more than your heart can handle almost, right? It's too much. It's like it fills everything up and actually a bit more, right? That's why it runs over here. When we have one cup, I usually see it like self-care, that someone is wondering about their heart here, because maybe it seems like there has been situations where this has been affected, that they have had or gone through heartbreak here, and opening their heart again would maybe be a bit difficult. And I think whoever this is, they are aware of this. They know this. Like they know that maybe like a new incoming love here could potentially like break their heart. Like it's a potential thing, right? It could potentially happen. So you could see again, we have like the moon is also indicating something is full or it's empty, right? Or it's new or it's full, or how you may see it. Something like there's potential with falling in love, but there's potential for beautiful reciprocated love. But there's also potential for maybe a new heartbreak with an overflowing heart here. If it's not reciprocated, you know, you are now the only one feeling anything, and you're the only one holding a cup here. And I think that someone could be aware of this, that that maybe they're the only one holding a cup in a situation here. Someone could have a crush on you here. But somehow the mystical shaman, maybe it's secretive, you know, like they're not saying anything. I don't know if you can see this card, but it's like he is an old Indian here, right? It's like he's sending something out. Can you see that? It's like there's a shape of a face here. And that is exactly what I feel like the mystical shaman does. It's like operating in a realm where that is not maybe set. Like, you know, it could be like empathic feelings they sit with here, right? Or like thinking about someone and projecting the feelings to the universe, right? Projecting them out to the universe. Using, you could say, some kind of rituals or something here to perhaps heal a broken heart here, right? It could be they are doing some kind of self-healing work here. The overflowing cup could be that they are crying, right? That they have started a process here. The ace usually talks about a new beginning of something, that they have started maybe perhaps a new process of going through some kind of emotions, maybe very troublesome, like some of those emotions that have led to this. Usually this is a positive card, but in this setting I feel like when it overflows like this, and when there's only one cup, it's like someone sitting with all these emotions, right? And not knowing exactly what to do with them. Sending it out there, right? Sending something out there, hoping, you know, like that it potentially, that it could maybe heal their broken heart, or, you know, they are wondering if they are ending up with one again. But I think that it's like, you know, it could be, you know, someone seeking on alternative help here to heal a broken heart. Well, it could be a situation where someone always ends up like this. Like every time I you know, like I offer my cup to someone, I end up like this. Like I always end up being rejected, and I want to figure out why that is. So I'm going to a shaman, or I'm visiting a clairvoyant or something. I'm using an alternative therapist somehow, or I'm dealing with my emotions here that may link to a former broken heart here. I want to deal with them, but I want to do it in a new way. I want to do it in a different way. so that I avoid this here. I feel like because there's an eye here also, I'm drawn to that eye, that it's like someone has an awareness about their emotions here. That when something overflows, they actually have to be a bit cautious, right? That when something feels too good to be true almost, right? That then they have to be a bit cautious. I think it's someone who is not just bouncing into like a new crush. Like they're not just jumping right in. It's almost like it could be someone, you know, that is asking a clairvoyant or their some kind of trusted advisor here, some kind of trusted. Maybe they are asking their guides, their own guides here. They send the question to their guides, their spirit guides, to figure out if this is going to be a good new approach, a good new connection, or whether it's going to be it will fill you with a broken heart again here. But it seems like someone is using, like when they feel something very strongly for someone, it's like they could ask their ancestors or something. You like sitting in maybe asking God, asking their spirit guides, choosing some kind of alternative approach to seeking, like choosing to send it to, you know, like send it to God, or send it, asking if they could help you, like with some kind of advice, whether something would be a good approach or not. That if I feel something so strongly here, is it going to give me a broken heart, or is it going to be a love story here, right? It could be someone who wants to heal a situation. We have several planets in retrograde right now. It could be someone from the past who comes in here or is thinking about it, to offer something because they feel very strongly about you. But it could be a situation that once ended in a heartbreak, and they want to repair or heal it, right? They want to heal it here. But they could still just be thinking about it, like they sit and daydream here of you, right? That they sit here and think about you here. And maybe, you know, like if they are on your mind somehow, it could be because they're actually communicating with you, even if they don't know it. Like they could be. The mystical shaman can, like they are usually, if they are aware that they are mystical shaman, they are communicating. They are sending something out there. Let's get another card from the Good Tarot here to see if we can get just a little bit more on this, perhaps. So now I get the King of Fire here. This is interesting because this is a fire card, but he also sits with a very big heart here, right? Actually, I feel like it comes across as I feel it like wanting to heal something here. Like this guy has a passionate, very passionate involvement in something about the heart here. I think this could be a very passionate healer in some way. He also looks to me like an old Chinese wise elderly person here, right? And he has this fire around him, that this is his passion, this is what he loves to do, and he's holding this beautiful vibrant red healthy heart here, right? And that is like important for me. It feels like someone is very passionate about healing. Like it could be the process of healing. Maybe this is a project that you are wondering about, that you are passionate about like getting from A, like, or from like if someone have had a broken heart, how do they start over again then? What does it take here? What is the process that it takes? What kind of method is supposed to be used to heal something here? How can that be healed somehow? So either someone is actually quite passionate here about that, wanting maybe to launch some kind of, it could be a business, right? I don't hope that you have a crush on your therapist. Like, because this looks like a guy that is very passionate about what he's doing. He's very good at it. He's very clever and very good at it. He is a king here. He has a lot of wisdom. And he could come across like this guy here, the mystical shaman. It's just that the overflowing cup, again, this could be a therapist you come to when you are having a depression, you're sad or something. And you want to get out of those feelings, right? You need to let yourself, like cry perhaps. You need to let the emotions out so that you can overcome a broken heart here. And someone is helping you here with this. Maybe you're thinking about consulting someone. But this could also kind of be a card that is telling me how much you have love for someone, right? And you put them in high regard. That's why they're glowing here. Like that's how you see them. Or that's how they see you, right? That is, I talk about another person here, that they could have a lot of love here for you. And at the same time, like putting you on a pedestal, like the person is glowing here, right? It's like they are lit up or glowing somehow. So the love you may have for them is very overflowing, right? Because you have almost like put them on a pedestal or something here. This could be how you see them, right? That you have so much love for them, they are like that for you. But you're wondering if you will end up with a broken heart with them. Yeah, again, I get the feeling, is it too good to be true here somehow? Maybe have a look at the group number 1 also. Which was very hot and feisty here. I don't know if it's the same, but it's a king of fire here. You're wondering if, well, my advice would normally be something like, if we put people on a pedestal, usually we have somehow surrendered to them then. It's like they are, out of your league somehow. That they are out of your league. Like like they are very good looking, or like they glow in your eyes. I don't know if they literally are glowing, but you know, but having some kind of charisma or something, or in your eyes they are just highly attractive, like they are really glowing here, and they have like a beautiful vibrant flaming heart here for what they do or what they are there. Or this could be how you see them, right? This could be how they see you. And they are just sitting here and sending out like a vibe here. I don't know why I get you in this midst also. I'm literally reading for the other, another, something other. But I get that there is love here. It's just whether it's reciprocated or not, right? There's a lot here, actually, a lot of love here. A full cup, more than full cup, right? And in this case, when you have such a full cup, there is usually always a sense of really wanting to offer it. Like when you fall in love, it's like it's difficult not to seek out that person. Right? It's difficult not to hang around them. It's difficult not to be around them. Right? Because the cup is so full here. It's almost like it's too much. When we have a crush, it's like there are things we are maybe not realizing. When we are in this position, we don't necessarily always think about the heartbreak. But I think that someone is here. Someone is wondering, is this going to be beautiful and good, or is this going to be a bad decision? I think that they are. I think they have something to offer. They have a beautiful heart here. It's whole. It's whole. It seems very, and there are flames around it here. Like it seems like it's very vibrant and very whole. Or at least again, I get the feeling like someone's sitting on a pedestal. This could be like the way someone views you, or the way you view someone here. That they are high up on a pedestal. They have everything. This is like an idol, an ideal person, right? But you are wondering or you are seeking out a clairvoyant here. Is this going to be like go or no here, right? Is it going to be yes or no for me? Will I have this overflowing? Is it actually that ideal here, or is it a flop? Like, is it just my imagination, or is it just like a marketing trick here? Is it a sale? Is it a mask? Is it something they're selling, or is it actually real, right? And we still don't have like an answer to that. Can I have one more perhaps? If this is something where someone puts you on a pedestal here, I think that it could be someone who asks, like they're asking their spirit guides, ancestors, they have a favorite therapist, or some kind of alternate clairvoyant or someone. And they are asking this person here, is this true love here, or is it someone who will break my heart? Let's get another card on that scenario, please. Oh, I don't get that. They're not telling me. So the next one here I have is the Six of Water. The Six of Water card is a card of nostalgia, memories, thinking back about someone you really care about, right? It seems like someone could be wanting to fix something, like they have these beautiful loving memories of something here. This is nostalgia. It can even be childhood memories here, like something younger, a young love perhaps, a young love, and putting them up high somehow, and you're wondering if you get like if you could get, could this become a thing, right? Could this be, is this my person? Could we get back together or something like that here? But it seems like the card are not, I don't know why, it seems like there's an unwillingness to somehow, I'm drawn now to the stone here. This is a purple quartz that talks about your crown chakra, your intuition, your psychic abilities. It's almost like I'm asked to tell you to trust what you get. Like, do you think that this person here, whom, or they, that like the advice could be for them, right? That they should trust the intuition here and do what they feel is right to do. But somehow I get you in the mix also. Like it's like it mixing in. Maybe you have feelings for this person too also, right? We could talk about, let's see here. Well, it could be a fire sign, but that could be you, right? They could be idolizing you like this. You could be the fire sign here. And then I would say we probably have a water sign here. Broken heart, Ace of Cups, Six of Water. We could have Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio here on the other end here. And a fire sign over here, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, right? But having some nostalgia here, sitting, she's holding her stomach. It's almost like it's painful. Like it's painful not to know. It's painful. Maybe that's the broken heart here. It's painful to have lost them. It's painful that they are not there. And someone wondering is this going to be one or the other for me here? Seeking some kind of clarity here. Sending out. It's like he's sending out like telepathic request or something, right? It is the purple quartz here, so if you recognize who this is, I want to say they are probably, you're receiving something here. Then you're receiving some kind of request from someone. If you have figured out who this is, you know who this person is. I want to say they are thinking about you. Like they're sending out some kind of request here. They may be dreaming about you. You may be dreaming about them. Here. Again, it's like the connection that is maybe made is in the psychic realm somehow. But I can't, it's like the card, it seems like, even though I have taken 2 clarifiers now, I don't get like a card that says yes or no to this. I don't get like a clear connection, maybe you need to talk to them, or they really need to like pull themselves together and talk to you then, right? If you know who this is, you are receiving a message or a request here. It has to do with past time memories, maybe someone from your past here, someone from, maybe you were like very involved with this person, like maybe you have even been married to them, maybe you have been, but it ended out badly here, I want to say, right? It ended out badly. and someone is wondering if they could fix it, or if, you know, like a teenage crush could be more, right? Today, that it could be they have high regards here, or you have high regards of them. I feel like I said that I have you in the midst here. I feel like it's because I think you're communicating here. Like, I think that I get like, it's like there are two present here. There are two energies present. I think there is an interaction going on. It may not be like a normal phone call. It may not be like text messages or something, or an email. It's not like that. This is an energetic kind of connection. And again, it could be, you know, like from your childhood. It could be a teenage crush. It could be someone you went to school with. But if they are on your mind and you instantly know who this is, when you hear me talk about this, I want to say, yeah, then you are in communication with them. Something is going on here. Something is going on. But it seems a little bit like, I really feel like I should say that you should trust your intuition on this. It seems like I don't get it. I can take one more card, but I don't think it's going to help anything. Knight of Wands I get here. Yeah, Knight of Wands would say that maybe buckle up and put yourself in the saddle here and go and ask, right? Knight of Wands can be a quick incoming, quick in, quick out. Usually it's pleasure seeking. It's a here and now solution. But if you are passionate enough about this, or they should buckle up and actually get going towards you, right? And go to the goal, go and get what it is that they want here. This could suggest maybe you should follow your passion, like, and become brave as the knight here. Take a risk, perhaps. I even want to say it's like there is no other choice. Like, either you can sit and philosophize about this, and maybe sit. You can ask any clairvoyant, but it doesn't bring them into your life. Someone has to take action here for something to happen in this situation. And maybe you are wanting them to take action. They want you to take action. I don't know. But it's like, now I've taken like 3 extra cards here I think this situation, you are already in communication somehow. Whether it's going to be one or the other, I think someone just needs to take the first step here. Someone needs to like get up of their seat and do something. And maybe also choose what you want, right? The Knight of Wands will only take action if it's important enough for him. Like, if it's important enough, he would take action here. If this is really what he wants, he would go. But if it's not what he wants, then he's not doing it. I don't know, it feels like hesitant, procrastinating, not knowing exactly what to do. It feels like a bit back and forth, or like someone should do something, but it's not me, right? Someone should do something, but he should or she should do something, not me. And they may sit with the exact same thing. They may sit, but they should take action, not me. That's what I feel like I have here. If this somehow made sense, please let me know in the comment section, and if you liked it, or if you think that you can use this somehow, give it a thumbs up so the algorithm can pick up on my videos a bit more. And I'm going to stop this reading now and continue with the last one, the clear quartz. Yeah, so now I'm welcoming in the last group with the clear quartz, and just noting the timestamp here for you. So this is the group with the clear quartz, and let's have a look at what's in here for you. So let's see if I can show the cards a bit clearer here, perhaps, right? Yeah, so I have a Knight of Swords here. I have the Time Master. And then I have Man holding a heart here. Somehow it feels like, even though I've made 3 different readings, it feels like they all combine somehow. You may have a look at the others also, but what I can tell you from these cards is like, it feels a little bit like someone is stubborn here. He is a man in this picture. He doesn't have to be. This can be a male or female out there. I chose the intention for this reading should be like an energy outside of yourself, another person, maybe someone you are thinking about, maybe someone who is thinking about you, but you don't know about them, right? It could be a secret crush here. Man holding a heart. Could be a secret crush. It could be someone who is not yet willing to step forward here. He comes across a bit stubborn here. Again, it can be a woman or a man, right? But the way he sits, and the King of Air is usually, well, this is Aquarius energy. It doesn't have to be an Aquarius that you're dealing with here, but they can be a bit, it's definitely fixed in the sense that it's stubborn. Like they sit here and he kind of, I just saw him like he had no intention of getting out of the chair here. Like he had no intention of getting out of the chair to come forward with something. Like he, the Time Master suggests something like, I feel like today with this reading, it's more like divine timing. Like he is not, he's not really, I don't even think that he knows that he could come forward actually at this point with something. He may have an inkling of something, but it's like, I get like a feeling of stubbornness. Like he's not prepared at this point in time to offer something. He's not prepared to do something. He's not prepared to share something. He can sometimes come across a bit like my way or the highway kind of energy. When the Time Master is here, it suggests that there could be a time issue, that maybe this person needs time to figure out whether he loves someone or not here. Whether he would be willing to actually come forward and speak here. Like these 2 cards are so different for me, right? Here he sits in his castle, all surrounded by his metal swords here, well protected in his metal castle here. And here he sits free without any armor or sword and relaxed in a garden. It's like someone is a bit tied up here somehow. They feel it feels a bit like they are armored, guarded, armored, or avoidant or something here. And the Time Master suggests that it's, well, divine timing, that divine timing could potentially be helping him to figure out that he is actually a man holding a heart here. But it's all a matter of will, because if he chooses to stay here, that's his will. That's his choice. And maybe the Time Master can even talk about like different times, other timelines, maybe another lifetime. Maybe in one lifetime this was the biggest love you had. But in this time they sit like this. You know, like the Time Master suggests that linear time is just a matter of human mind. It's just something we have made up. That time is an illusion. It could be a cyclical time. But again, these two for me are very different energies. They are not. He's a very relaxed energy. This is a much more guarded energy here. So again, I feel I have this question in my mind, and I've had this with the others, like, and my intention was that I wanted to read for like from the perspective of someone else, like that someone could be thinking about you, you could be thinking about someone here, but otherwise it could be a project. I don't think it is in this case. It definitely is about emotions here, or whether something could be reciprocated. But I think you could have a look at all the others, the two other readings as well. It's kind of this comes across a bit like the same as the second group. That and they were advised to use their intuition, to have clear thinking about the choices they make here. I would say the King of Swords would suggest that also. He's usually a rather rational, logically thinking king here, where this one could be more romantic, right? A rationally, logically, analytical way of thinking here doesn't allow for many emotions. They would look at the facts, they would look at data, they would look at, does it look or smell like a pig? Then it probably is, right? Does it look and smell like gold medal? Then it probably is. He would use a logical way of analyzing his way through whether things are a good or bad decision. Where this one, he would go by his heart. And he doesn't have an armor on, right? But there's a time aspect here that kind of suggests that I think that this guy is not ready. Like he is still in an avoidant position here. Could we get a card about this? Maybe why? Because it seems, well, the Time Master can suggest that if this was another time, that if you lived in another realm, if you lived in another, if you've had another life, like the time you have lived, there's usually a reason why someone sits like this, right? And is very concerned about keeping up a metallic or titanium castle here, right? There's usually a reason for that. So it could be that if this was another time, that the time you live in, the time now, is the reason why you are either dealing with this or this. It depends on the life that the person has had. That the time right now doesn't necessarily allow for this, or at least the person is not ready yet to be here. Maybe they just got out of a relationship and they are guarded and avoidant here. We don't know that exactly. We just know that he sits here and he came across as like really stubborn, like not wanting to move at all. Yeah, having no reason for moving, having no reason for it seems a little bit like he's not aware of this, like he's not in touch, I want to say, with his heart at this moment in time. Can we have a little card on this, please? I have 8 of Wands here. 8 of Wands would be suggesting that that there's communication here. That communication is going on. This usually talks about passionate back and forth communication. But, well, fire for me can be either or. This could also be that there's anger here, that the communication that you may have had with someone has been very angry. Once it may have been very feisty and very alluring and very attractive, but when it comes in like this, it can be either or, right? It can be, fire energy can be either or. Like it can be a beautiful or funny experience here, alluring experience, or it can be maybe a like angry conversation here, or there has been angry conversation, or you could say frustrated or stressed or disappointed. You would say feelings here, or a project, like what is spoken here, or what is sent in a text, or what is spoken or written here could have been angry. Like it could have been, or hurtful, painful, frustrating, irritating, annoying, making you angry here. And maybe that's why he sits like this, that the information that has been going back and forth has been it could be for one of you it has been great fun, and for the other it's been really frustrating and annoying. Like that could be the reason why someone is like in a, I feel stubborn or withdrawn state somehow. They are not moving, they're not budging. Somehow I feel like the tone is wrong here. Like for something to become like this, for him to change from this position to this position, there's something wrong about this picture here. That like the 8 of fire can be fun, right? But maybe it's not fun for both of you here somehow. Or the conversation that he has been involved in, some kind of conversation where it feels like he's been attacked. Like this could also be what the 8 of fire talks about, like an attack, like someone is bombarding him with with questions here, or with frustrating emails or something, right? And he's just sitting here. I don't want to deal with that, right? I don't want to deal with someone else's problems here. So he has decided to just stay where he is, maybe just letting time pass, right? It could be this idea that, yeah, I have someone out there who's angry with me right now. I know they are, right? We have had some kind of communication here, but time heals all wounds, and he will get back. He will come back to me, right? That kind of feeling. Or just change the gender. It doesn't have to be a man. This could be a woman, but who has more masculine traits perhaps, and that's why they react like this. But usually, well, it's just a matter of time, then they come back. It could also be this, that the time master suggests, why can't we just, scroll back time to when something was, when he was loving here, when he was kind, right? I would like this guy to go through the time machine here. Instead of us arguing and bickering here, why can't we go back in time to the time where he was kind and relaxed and not armoring up, where he would actually be open and trusting and this, right? That is also a thing with the time master, because the time master is not linear. Like, it's just a different time. Why can't we go back? If time is cyclical, couldn't we just go back to the time where things were loving and kind here? That's what I feel like. I think that he's bubbling up here because of some kind of, and again, it may have started out once as quite funny and as like funny and alluring and new and exciting here, because he was holding a heart here. But I feel like for now it's not that. It has changed somehow. Someone sits with like different feelings here now. They sit with different feelings. And, well, time may heal all wounds, we say, and maybe he will come back here. But it could also be that it's like, I want to scroll back time. Why can't we go back to the time when I'm frustrating about like these discussions. I can feel that he's closing off here, and it frustrates me. Maybe every time he does this and withdraws from a situation, I become more and more frustrated and angry with this, right? And I wish I could go back to the time where the back and forth communication was exciting and fun and everything, because then he was so free and open here. Like he was not he's a man here holding a heart. Here he sits like a king. It's almost like he has like this idea of being the king is where you, like, there's a difference between man and king. King is like you are somehow in a position of some kind of power. You are now a leader in some sense. You sit in some kind of leadership position where man can be any kind of man. Like they can be a young man, they can be an elder man, but they don't see them. It's not what's important. Like they they sit in love primarily. It's not about someone being in charge or having the upper hand or knowing where the closet must stand or something in a relationship, right? It's this is just someone who holds the heart here, wants to offer something, and is interested in that. But he doesn't necessarily see himself as more than you or less than you. He's just holding the heart here. Where this one looks a little more like he's gotten himself into a castle here, right? He's built a castle or a yeah. There's something about position or status here. Something about maybe the need to control, like a feeling of needing to control a situation. And that's why he's blocking or being stubborn here. Or she, right? But and maybe that's what is frustrating right now in your situation, is that once he would speak from this point of you, like he wouldn't armor up, he wouldn't. It was maybe a more equal kind of conversation, and the purpose was the love here, the heart. Where now it seems a little bit like there's more here, that he's buckling up to control a situation. Once he wasn't, right? Once he was open and just wanted to connect somehow, and now it's like he wants to take control here and be in control of what's happening. And the conversation you've had have changed. The conversation is very different. Like if I could put the card over here, it's like the conversation can be alluring and fun and exciting, and it's all about love and having good times here. And being equal and free and fun and lighthearted here. But over here it's about control, and there's frustration and stress, and maybe you're wondering if is this ever going to stop? Is it going to be, can we ever get back to this, right? Well, let's have a card on that. So I have Page of Wands here. Page of Wands is, I feel like it's something about you really need to be sure of what it is that you want. The Page of Wands is a young boy who is trying to figure out what is the right wand for me. Like, he looks at different wands, and he is as he does, he is looking at it. Does this seem fun? Does this seem right for me? Does this seem exciting or alluring? Is this attractive to me? So it seems a little bit like maybe you should get back, try to remember when you met this person. What was it in the first place that actually made life a bit exciting here? What was it about that person that made everything exciting and fun? Look back, right? Try to remember what actually excites you and what makes you feel like, like inspired or motivated by something. That could be what you need to do, right? If you feel like this is a situation that you recognize, you can only do so much about your own situation, and the other person we don't know, right? He can stay armored up like this forever. Will he ever change and become the one you knew once? I don't know, but I feel like someone definitely needs to become aware of what it is that they want. You or them, right? Like, you have to become aware of, why was I attracted to this guy in the first place? Now they sit like this and they want to control everything. How did that happen, right? So the memory could be that you want to figure out to have like to have conversation with this one again. But and that is the one that you could fall in love with again, right? That is the one that feels right here. That is the one that sparks the light in you, right? That is the so it's about becoming clear on what it is that you want here, or what they want, right? If they settle and buckle up here, they buckle up because of something, right? When you have a page of wands, or you have an ace of wands, you have only one, and it's fun. It's usually okay and nice and everything. It's an alluring new opportunity in your life. When you have 8 here, not so much. It can be still fun and everything, but it can also be frustrating. Like, it can also be frustrating. It can be frustrating because the one wand you had has now gotten 7 others here. Like, it could be having, like 7 of 8 of wands here is the card that is just before the 9. And the 9 card is definitely a card of feeling too overwhelmed by something, having too much on your plate, feeling burnt by something. Here it can still be on off. I think you could have both good and bad times here. But when there's an up, there's maybe also a down. You had the most beautiful dinner or date with someone, and the next day you wake up alone and you just miss them, right? So you had this fun, good time, and then you have something else, right? I just feel that there's something was very good at it was just very good and very fun. Like, you found the one, you found the right flame here, right? You found the right flame, and everything felt great. But now it's on and off. It's not only. It's not the same. And maybe there's more frustration here, or other kinds of feelings. That you're dealing with also here. There can be good times here also with the 8 of fire, but there's also this other. There's ups and downs here. And it seems like he has closed himself off somehow. And again, these are very different energies. He's rational, analytical, not very emotional. This could be someone who usually, like most of their life, they go about thinking about the king part, meaning the king can be, as I said, a rational, logical, fact-based, or very work-oriented energy here. That he thinks primarily about work and is not very open to like heart connection, which he was once. Once he was, I think. And you would like time to like scroll back to the time when everything was kind of fun here, and it just felt so good. Why can't we go back to the times where I was just a man here? That could also be what he's thinking, right? He may feel buckled up here because of work, because of responsibility, because of like ups and downs in life. And he wanted to perhaps scroll time down to the time where he was just a man, you know, where he was a young man, perhaps. A young man here, full of excitement about life, where he had an open heart and was, you know, like a bit like the fool energy, like carpe diem, here I come. I know where I want to go here. I know that this is the right thing I want to do in life. So I'm going there. But it turned out that one want turned into 8, and now he feels maybe over that he has too much on his plate, that there's too much to do. And the things he thought would be like a fun work, like a fun life or a fun work life, has turned out to be come with frustration also, ups and downs. And he has needed, the more he expanded, the more he, you know, like in the hierarchy, the more leadership he got, the more responsibility, the more maybe, you know, like needing to use his mind here. Maybe he works with, I don't know, technology, with, this is air, right? Anything with that has to do with communication or technology, engineering, high tech, science or something. That the further he got up in the hierarchy, even to become a manager or a leader here, the more he has concentrated on work and not so much on fun. And life has become more very up and down here, and maybe more frustrating to him. So that's also what the Time Master does, perhaps, right? That you start out with one set of ambition or understanding about life, and you think you have, I love it, right? I love my life here. Everything is open. I am just a man, so I can be a young man here. And I have this brilliant idea of what I want to do with my life. And he has been doing it. But he got to this place where life actually feels frustrating. He could be thinking about the time when he was just young and free, and there was no responsibility, and where he felt more relaxed and more free and more grounded, perhaps here. You know, like he sits in, I don't know if this is just some kind of jumpsuit or something. It's more relaxed. It's more free, I feel like. There's no rope. He doesn't need to wear a rope. He doesn't need to wear an armor. He doesn't need to wear again, the armor, I think, has come with what time has showed him, right? That things started out as a flirt, as fun and something, and he was free and open and everything, but it has been very up and down. It has been with like fun and excitement, but also with frustration and annoying and irritating feelings. And eventually he kind of maybe chose work. He may have chosen to like literally become very more harsh, more, you could say, less emotional. So he becomes very strict to the point. You can't see any like emotional, he's not touched by anything. It's like losing the ability to be touched by life somehow. Like he has shut his heart down somehow. But I think he could be wondering if he could go back in time here. Well, that could be what you are thinking about. Will I ever get him back? The one I got so excited about, the one I was attracted to. Can I get him back? So the next card out I have here is walking away. I'm not sure about this. In this case, it feels like perhaps you have walked away from them. Perhaps they have walked away from you. Perhaps it's time to walk away. Let this situation be. If he wants to come back here, time will tell you that. Like time will show if he wants to reunite with maybe a part of himself that he had once. Walking away is very straightforward, like an advice, right? So either he's walking away from you, or I would say the advice is walk away from the situation, let it simmer, or let it be, or literally let it all go here. It seems like the more you may push, the more he armors up here. So the nostalgia about what was once is, well, it's not wrong, of course, but it's also not helping you. And it's definitely not helping him if you are pushing for something, or he has made a decision, I think, here. He sits in this, he prioritizes. This is how he sits. He may have like issues here. He may be very stressed out. The more you push for something, that he should be loving and caring and like he was in the past. But if he is overly stressed out at work, maybe he needs a pause here. Maybe he needs a break to figure out what is important in his life. Like, does he want to stay with this? Does he want to, like, the more you engage in maybe frustrating dialogues here, or this and being disappointed in each other, the more he buckles up here. So in this case, it seemed like there's a rather clear information here. Walking away is maybe the best idea. Or letting him have a pause, letting him be, simply. We can do that in a loving way, right? We can say that we know that he needs time, that we can feel it, and that the more I push upon something, the worse it gets, or the more stressed or buckled up he gets. So I'm leaving now, or I'm giving you space, right, to figure out what it is that you want. And maybe also what you want, I feel like. Again, that's what I feel with the page here also, like becoming very real about what was it in the first place, perhaps, that got you attracted to him, or and is that still the same? Like, would you get attracted to him again if you met him again, right? Or what is it that you want here? Yeah, this is what I have for the third group. If you find this interesting or it resonated, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comment section if you feel like it resonates. And let me know also if you think that I should do more of these. I seldom get this feeling of doing pick a card readings, but it's a very long time ago I did the last one. But let me know what you think, and yeah. Otherwise, for now, I just send you my very best. Take care of yourself out there. Love and light to all of you. Bye bye.